they didn't participate. They are jealous of those who participate. Unfortunately, they equate participating in the liberation struggle to a match between Highlanders and Dynamos. It's not. You go and die. You have only one life, and you go and die, and you don't come back. So don't try to be jealous. Just try to respect the generation which made that choice to die, so that you can. That's all I ask for. You cannot disparage a generation which sacrificed so much for you to be where you are today, simply because you've got a gripe that Muchangwa now looks glorious when I survived that war. Okay. It was a difficult thing to survive. Secondly, the United, well, no, then you can recolonize the country, try and then get your chance at creating your own army, and I wish you well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Monzora.
Then, he asked about the United Nations. And
you've got 30 seconds because there's so many people who want to ask questions. So I said, okay, for just 30 seconds.
Look, the United Nations participated in the elections of Zimbabwe in 1980 for your record. It did. We eventually to go to the United Nations to get the resolution of lifting the sanctions undone. That was your UN participation. Maybe you need to come. I'm a very good historian. I have a chance to teach you. Come on.
I want to say to the gentleman who is disappointed by the opposition for advocating for no reforms, no election, no reforms. I just want to say that I've got great news for you. When we started the no reform, no election struggle in 2016 under the National Electoral Reform Agenda, we wanted to push ZANU-PF kicking and screaming to the negotiating table. They came kicking and screaming. We were pulling them, kicking and screaming to the negotiating table. As a result of our struggle, the government agreed to have biometric voter registration system. We want that. And after that, we said that we want to have a say in the electoral preparation system, the preparation for elections. We formed the ZEC Political Parties Dialogue Platform, where political parties and ZEC would interact on the areas of electoral reform. We want that. We then formed the high-level political platform made up of the Zimbabwe Election Commission as well as the 3 political parties in government to deal with the critical issue of electoral reforms. We were involved in the mapping of the voter registration centers. We were also involved and did observe the procurement of the biometric voter registration kits. 2 weeks ago, we were in Geneva talking to the international world about free and fair elections in Zimbabwe. We have met SADC. We have met the diplomatic community. This came as a result of the no reform, no election struggle.
Thank you.
It bore fruit, my friend.
Thank you.
Just a small intervention to answer this guy. I don't think Zimbabweans have a problem with war veterans. We have war veterans in our various political parties. We are only disdainful to those war veterans who are infamous for stealing underwear during the Liberation War and now take themselves as stockholders of this country. That is what we are worried about. Thank you.
Yes. Hold on.
Ms. Moderator and everybody seems to be recited about slaves by an ill-informed individual. For your own information, we fought that war. Women did not even have underwear, neither did men have. We did not. Yes. So this was a period of extreme deprivation. If I say underwear, we did not even have food. We did not even have food. You could count ribs on my body. So for somebody to bring slaves about that war the way he did, it's precisely why there's a dissonance between the politicians like him and the Zimbabwean public. If you are disdainful of their war and the suffering which they went through to be where they are today, then you expect their vote, then go and join Grace Mugabe. Thank you.
The youth question, Dr. Miller.
Yes, well, I want to thank you for raising that question. And it's a question that I've actually engaged some of my brothers and sisters in the opposition. By the way, between when the GNU was in place, I was one of the people who was advising the government when they created the Organ for National Healing on issues of reconciliation. And I actually did host the late in my place when he came to the United States. But anyway, to speak directly to your question, point number one in our 10-point plan, and you know, in fact, this also addresses what the other gentleman was saying. Not every opposition party has not put out what it stands for. We have put out our manifesto, and we have talked about our 10-point plan. And one of the very first point in our 10-point plan is that we will radically cut non-productive government spending. We will no longer have a government of 31 ministers and deputy ministers who do nothing. Eliminate all deputy minister positions and make sure that we just have one vice president. That's the responsible thing to do. When you talk about the legislature, you know, I've engaged some of our friends in the opposition and I've wondered, and I even voiced this during the GNU, why is it that we are expanding the size of the legislature to where it is today? And I remember saying to some of them, look, this is going to come back to haunt us because we can't afford it. The fact is, over 90% of the budget of the government goes towards paying salaries and some of these people really who do nothing. Yeah. If you ask yourself, you know, this is one of the things which has really puzzled me. Even the position of provincial affairs minister, governors, how do you even really determine what their performance has been? If you look at the economies of the provinces, has there been any improvement during the tenure of any of the governors who have been there? Has there been? Have industries been resuscitated? So, and now, so you ask and you say,
can we wrap up?
Yeah, so you ask and you say, what are you going to do for the youth? Look, guys, there is no great economy which is built on youth programs, women programs, old people's programs. No, everybody needs a functioning, working economy, all of us. If the economy is not working, then you can't even sustain the youth programs because the youth programs really need, for instance, before independence, we had all these. Let me just finish. I will. Give me 30 seconds.
10 seconds.
All right, 10 seconds. All right. So before independence, we had all those apprenticeship programs which were providing training opportunities for young people. They were not there because government had set up a program. They were there because we had a functioning economy.
Thank you. Before we continue, I just wanted to just say something. Let's avoid insulting each other. Let's just discuss my issues and it in my facts because we want to be able to do this again and invite, you know, the different political parties and not have them now saying they want a team because one of them. So please, pardon?
You allowed people to insult each other.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not what I was doing. So
you should have been first calling to order when you started this case. You did it. And I have no business addressing an occasion where people make fools out of themselves.
okay, so no, jealousy. You see, jealousy. Can we stop this, please?
No, violent. violent. I simply stated something that is in the public domain, something that is in newspapers.
Can we continue now?
It's something that is in newspapers.
Can we continue now? I apologize if you felt that you were okay, so can we move on? And I apologize if you feel that way. So, but can we please be cordial? Can we respect each other? Jealousy,
No, I want to apologize for something that is in the
All right. So, can we have the lady right at the end there? The lady standing with the black top. And then we have second, this lady there. We'll have three.
Yes, pamsoroi. Inini muvunzo wangu uye ndoda kutaura zvakanyanya navamuchangwa. Nyaya iripanda pavamuchangwa yandaona yamataura mati kuti tibvise hurumende iripo nofana kuenda kuRomania. Asi munozviziva here nekuzvinzwisa kuti hondo yandiri kurwa muzuva ranhasi yakanyanya. Hondo yakurwa ndakazora ndipisi ndakapfeka gogo. Ndakabereka mwana kumusana ndichifamba ndakatsiga mvura mukati medhorobha reHarare. Ihondo shinu yavakatigadzirira iri neZANU-PF. Maita basa.
And then the gentleman standing right at the end.
I'm sorry. JRP, Harare Provincial Chairperson for Prison Congress. Ndoda kutenga ya mchangwa mukakuita kupi yamakaita kubvisa chikwambo chinoita kuti chikwambo chinobviswa bedzinaka patakarombwa akanga aripo. Thank you for that. Kana iri ichu yekuti masoja isu masoja tiri kuada zvisingaiti nekuti Mwari ari panyika. Isu masoja achatyiwa neG40 atidi kuva involved kuzvinhu zviri kunetsana vanhu vakanesana ka vane hondo dzava dzavakaparirana pachirimo. Saka isu tiri kuti seopposition ngatikambenei Zimbabwe yose takasunungurwa naMnangagwa wakaripenda.
And it is that as the government which is already in power, the promises that we are making, that we've been making for 38 years, and in the new dispensation for the past maybe 5-6 months, what stops you from implementing those things? Because I saw a billboard today saying promising wealth and stuff, but you guys are already in power. Why don't you implement it? And right now, if I want cash, I still have to go and buy it in the streets. And it has been so for the past 6 months since the new dispensation. And secondly, to Linda, I think the MDC constitution is very clear about who and should attend a congress. And it mentions like executives at what level, or provincial chairpersons, or MPs, mayors, and so forth. Who was there at your congress to legitimize it as an MDC congress? Or it was just a gathering of random people? For instance, I can just say I'm going to hold an MDC congress in this room. Thank you.
Last question for this round.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Right. As I'm standing here right now, I've just arrived this morning from South Africa where I reside. My question is directed to all of these people seated in the front. Why are they making it so difficult for us Zimbabweans living in the diaspora to vote? Particularly the MDC Alliance. It has been all about rhetoric about the issue of diaspora vote, more than what the ruling party is even doing in advocating for it. Why? When we thought that those are the voice of the people. Number two, my question is also directed to the representatives of the Alliance or the FGC, Alliance. They have been speaking about women empowerment for so many years, but we are seated here right now witnessing gross women rights abuse politically. What is it that we are going to believe or see, or rather even trust them that when they get into power, they will empower women when they are busy thwarting every progressive women in their party?
Okay, thank you.
My last question.
Japan, there's so many people.
My last question.
Thank you, Violet. Colleagues, I just want to appeal to us to remain focused on the purpose of engagements like this. Rabble-rousing, insulting each other doesn't offer solutions to the problems that the millions of Zimbabweans who are suffering are confronting. And I appeal particularly to those of us on this side of the room. We were invited here as leaders in order to show leadership. I hope we are able to do that.
Thank you very much for that. Monzora, can you respond to the question here, the women empowerment and the diaspora vote?
Thank you very much. In the NERA document, in fact, we started it as the without reform, no elections document, the document commonly known as the REN document. In that document, we made it clear that diaspora vote is a priority. And when we were doing this constitution, and I was part of the drafting of the clause that deals with the diaspora vote, we simply put it as follows. Every Zimbabwean has the right to vote, full stop. Nothing to add there. We didn't say every Zimbabwean in Cholocho, every Zimbabwean has the right to vote. We said every Zimbabwean has the right to vote, including Zimbabweans in the diaspora. We even went on to suggest to government draft legislation on how that is possible. We commissioned a study on how to make diaspora vote safe, and we have it. The fact that the government is not responsive to that cannot be blamed on us. We have engaged Zimbabweans in the diaspora. We have been part to legal suits to make sure that there's diaspora vote in this country. The fact that we haven't succeeded... women empowerment, because we don't have time. The first important thing is that it is critically important to respect the divergence of views. It is critically important to respect people who think differently and their right to think differently. And therefore, we condemn in the strongest terms any harassment on any person. As I said,